If someone is only taught the softwares, only the tools, he just ends up knowing what tool to use in certain instances, but never knowing a holistic approach of approaching a particular shot. If you haven't practiced enough, you won't get anywhere.
The other thing is, when a student would work in a studio, he's not going to get the same kind of shot again and again. He has to work on different kinds of shots.
So the best part about the VFX course at FX School is that it's a project-based approach as opposed to a software-based approach towards a certain topic. The student tends to forget every tool that was taught to him. But if he physically applies all the tools and all the learnings onto a project, it goes deeper into his head and deeper into his understanding.
There's a thing called match move. If your camera is moving and you have to add an external element over there. Once I taught this concept, they were still quite unsure of it, like where exactly it's used. So what we did is we shot a small little freeze frame kind of a shoot, wherein a person sneezes and everything freezes in time, but the camera just keeps on moving. So at that point they understood, all right, I have to match the motion of that still element with the motion of the camera.
So this sort of encourages a creative learning atmosphere as compared to a very structured learning atmosphere.
Only when you do practical projects, you realize that you missed out on something. But now I've already shot it. Now, how do I fix it?
There's always two ways of doing things. One is the longer and the more structured and the right way of doing things. And the other one is the smarter way, as we Indians popularly call jugaad. Deadlines are a very, very important and an integral part of the whole pipeline. It's very important in a pipeline to do things the smart way, rather than do things the long way.
I worked on a movie once where I had to clean up pimples on a face. And the time limit given to us was 50 frames in half an hour. The right approach would be to actually patch up the pimple with taking some skin sample over here, moving it on top, and if the face is moving, again we have to do that match move thing. That might take a lot of time. So what we did was we rotoed out, we masked that pimple, we added some blur onto it, and then we just smacked some grain onto it. So a shot which would have otherwise taken at least say 2 to 3 hours was done in say 15 minutes.
So during this whole project-based approach towards project, the students end up learning a more structured way to do things, at the same time also sort of hook onto the jugaad method. The project-based course really helps the student to work out as an industry professional as opposed to a tool operator.
We are not teaching him just the software, but we are teaching him the concept behind approaching a particular shot or a particular tool. So even if he walks into a studio where he's told to work on a different software, so he can easily adapt to a new software because his fundamentals are clear.